All right. Is that good? Better be. All right, everybody. This Happy New Year. It's 2015, January 2nd. And just wanted to wish you guys a Happy New Year. I have a gigantic DVD update for you. I've got a lot of stuff, so excuse me if I talk a little fast through some of these, but I've got a lot right here, and I'm going to try to go through all of these, say stuff about all of them, because it's a lot. Alright, well, getting right into it, we start off with a VHS tape that I got towards the end of November of Leviathan. Movie I've heard many good things about. I know Shout Factory has put out a Blu-ray of it. And I watched this, I got this VHS tape used for $1, so I finally watched it, and I really enjoyed the movie. I thought it was a fantastic, like, confined horror movie. I had a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun with the characters. It's a lot of fun. It's just a very entertaining horror movie. I really liked it. And from what I've heard, like, I was reading reviews and stuff of the Scream Factory Blu-ray, and like they were saying how the effects people get interviewed and they're trashing some of the special effects in this movie. I don't understand that one bit. I thought the special effects in this thing were awesome. Like, the one that they trashed the most was I won't spoil it, but there's a special effect that involves a hand. They were saying how crappy it looked. I thought it looked awesome, but what do I know? But yeah, if you haven't seen Leviathan, it's a very cool underwater style horror movie. I really enjoyed this. I mean, one character dies at the ending that I don't think should have. What are you gonna do, though? It's still a great movie, and even after that happens, you still get a very priceless ending, so it's a lot good. Daniel Stern's fun, Ernie Hudson, of course, Peter Weller, Richard Crenna. That's a really good cast, too, now that I think about it. I really like that cast. So Leviathan's a great movie. Got an MGM DVD. There's a lot of MGM DVDs in this one, I noticed. We've got The Taking of Beverly Hills, starring Kanwal. This is one I found it very entertaining. I looked on IMDb, and this is another one. A lot of reviews trash this movie, and I don't get why. I thought it was funny. I thought it was entertaining. It was never boring. A lot of moments made me laugh out loud, which is what I really liked about it. The soundtrack is awesome. The actor, Kanwal, he reminds me of myself in many ways. I don't want to spoil anything about any of these movies, so I'm trying not to go too vague. But this is, from what I understand too, in the early '90s they made a CD-ROM computer game based off this, which I'd be very interested to play that. I did see what that's like. But yeah, this movie, I looked on IMDb, it only gets a 4 point something, and which I don't understand. I thought it was great. There's a lot, too, that separates this from other action movies. Like, normally in an action movie like this, your hero would be like a ex-cop or an ex-marine or an ex-military type figure, but in this movie, your hero is a football player who doesn't know how to use a gun. And he never uses a gun this entire movie to defeat the bad guys, which is what I really liked about this one. It took a different approach to it, and it made it more relatable, which I really liked. So yeah, if you're a fan of action movies, I have high hopes that you'll like this one. I'd definitely check it out. Same with this one. Now, if you're a fan of action movies, you've probably already seen this, but it slipped through my cracks, and I never got to see this one yet, and I finally got to sit down and watch Commando with Arnold Schwarzenegger. Got this Blu-ray. It comes with both the DVD and the Blu-ray of the movie. This, to me, is a perfect action movie. I just had a ridiculous amount of fun watching this movie. I was never bored. There's always something happening. It's just a very fun movie. The cast is great. The action is so over the top and fun, and the one-liners are priceless. I've got nothing bad to say about this one. This is definitely my thing of a perfect action movie. This DVD, on the other hand, got something in my tooth. They're making a big deal about how it's both DVD and Blu-ray all in this thing. And you look at it, two disc set contains DVD, featured film in standard definition. Yay. Blu-ray, feature film in high definition, enhanced for D-Box motion control systems. I don't even know what the hell that is. And theatrical trailer. Whoopee, so. I don't know. We fight for love. Somewhere. Bam, bam. Somehow. Bam, bam. Someone. Next up, we got this. I just got this one the other day when I was out with some of my friends. Black Rain with Michael Douglas. This is a cop drama that I actually really enjoy. At first I was kind of wary because I saw the running time and that it was over 2 hours long. I'm like, yeah, shit. It's actually a very good, intriguing movie. I really got into this movie, Black Rain, with Michael Douglas and Andy Garcia. I didn't really know anybody else. It's a lot of Asian actors that I didn't really know. But it's a good movie, and like there's a lot of good action scenes, a lot of cool like twists along the way, and they put some good special features on here too. Like they've got 4 different making ofs, a commentary, which making of and commentary, those are the two things those are the only 2 things I care about when it comes to special features. Like trailer, and I could take it or leave it. But Black Rain, if you're like a huge action movie fan, you might still like it. Is, as I said, it's longer. It's over 2 hours long, but it does have its good share of action scenes and all that. So I definitely do recommend Black Rain. And once again, it's another movie that has a good soundtrack. Like you hear me all the time. I'm a huge music and soundtrack guy, so I always give the soundtracks and scores to movie a huge point. But yeah, Black Rain was great. Now this one, I unfortunately have not gotten a chance to watch this one yet, but I think I know what I'm getting into. I'm getting into some 70s drive-in sleaze right here. It's a 1974 movie called Truck Stop Women. I bought this when I was at the convention. The plot sounds hilarious on the back, like they lure guys into their truck stop, strip for them, but while they're stripping, a bunch of other girls go out and redo their trucks. It sounds so stupid. I don't know, but the really weird thing is, talking about how awesome of a movie Commando is, this thing was directed by the guy that directed Commando, Mark L. Lester. He directed Truck Stop Women. If he can make this awesome movie, there is hope for Truck Stop Women. So, alright, next up we have an 80s horror movie called Spellbinder. This was a crazy movie. This is another, I had never heard of it. Like there are tons and tons of 80s horror movies that I'll see or I'll read about online, but that I've never heard of. And like this one just came out of the blue. Like I had never heard, heard anybody talk about it, seen a trailer. Like this one totally just went over my head. I saw the trailer and I read the plot. It looked very interesting, and it's a good cast too. Like Timothy Daley from Wings, Kelly Preston, Mrs. John Travolta, and Rick Rossovich from Top Gun, and music by Basil Polidoris. He's done a lot of epic scores that I like. This is a very cool, I really enjoyed this one actually. Like at first I was kind of wary when I heard the plot. I'm like, it's gonna be like a boring version of Fatal Attraction and Basic Instinct. But this thing kept me on the, this movie, it starts out a little slow at the beginning, but once the story really starts picking up and shit starts going down, this thing kept me glued to the screen. This movie does a good job of making you not know what the hell's gonna happen next, and that's what I really liked about it. And as I said, the first time watching this movie, I got this for Christmas, so I was sitting there, I was everything around me was just zoned out. I'm sitting there watching the screen, and it's a fantastic movie. It's a very cool. Like, there's not too much. Like, it's very interesting in terms of story. If you get into the story like I did, it's a very cool, definitely suspenseful horror movie. It was great. The problem I have with this movie, that I know a lot of you are going to consider a deal breaker, is this movie has a very, very, very dark twist ending. And I know some of you are probably going to get really pissed off when you see how this movie ends. I mean, I didn't mind it because it tried to do something different, and the whole movie is so fantastic, and the whole movie clues you into how it's going to end. Like, after you watch it once, you could go back and, like, put 2 and 2 together and realize it was just... The ending to this movie is very, very dark. And that might turn a lot of you off. I mean, I still recommend this movie. I thought it was a fantastic, suspenseful, atmospheric horror movie. It starts out a little slow at the beginning, but once it gets going, it really gets going, especially in the last third of the movie. Just be open-minded with the ending, because I have a feeling the ending to this movie might piss a lot of you off. And one other complaint I have, MC Gainey, who is an actor I really like, he's in this movie for like 50 seconds. Like, MC Gainey's character in this movie is the most criminally underused character in film history. Like if they made a movie based around MC Gainey's character from this movie, it would probably be the best movie ever made. So just keep that in mind with Spellbinder. Like, come on, MC Gainey, you gotta do Spellbinder 2. Now this one I watched, we read the book for my English class last month, and we watched the movie in class, and I loved it. I absolutely love this. One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. It's 138 minutes long. It's a drama, but it's also kind of a comedy at the same. I won't say too much about this one. This is a classic. I loved it. It's the story, like, because we studied all about this in my English class, so I know everything, like, that's going on behind it, what Ken Kesey was up to when he was writing it. It's a fantastic, very dramatic movie, and if you don't like dramas or long movies, you're probably not going to like it, but I really got into it, so I won't say too much, but it's a classic, and I liked it, and I really liked the cast, too. Next up, we have a French DVD of Le Grand Pardon 2. It's a movie called Day of Atonement. It's a mafia movie. I liked the movie. The reason I bought this French DVD is because the VHS is all pan and scan, and it's missing 15 minutes worth of footage. This, even though it's French and stuff, this has all the scenes missing from the VHS put into it, and it's not a pan and scan, which is beautiful to watch. So, I mean, I liked it. I mean, it's a mafia movie. It's a slow-driven, like, mafia mob movie with Christopher Walken's in it a little bit. I liked it. I don't know. I can't say I'd recommend it because I don't know how many of you would. It was cool. Like, I watched, they had a making of on here, and I mean, the whole thing was in French, so I didn't know what the hell they were saying. But it's a good if you like mafia mob movies, the English title for this movie is Day of Atonement. So check it out if you like those slower, like, mafia movies. I won't talk too much about these movies because these are all pretty common. Robocop, you know, awesome 80s action sci-fi movie. The Terminator. Red Dawn, which I really like. It has an awesome cast of Patrick Swayze, Charlie Sheen. Great cast. And then Roadhouse, which is a fantastic movie. I really like. Like, I won't say too much about these, but this four-pack I really like. These are 4 great movies. If you're a fan of the 80s, definitely check out these 4 movies if you haven't seen them yet. And if you haven't seen any of these 4, definitely check out this 4-pack. And we have another Kelly Preston movie, Mischief. Wasn't really a fan of this one, to be honest with you. I don't really like movies that are set in the past. Like, all the actors, like Catherine Mary Stewart, Kelly Preston, Chris Natch, Doug Mackian, I never know how to say that name. But, like, they all do good. Doug Mackian, Kelly Preston, Catherine Mary Stewart. It's just, I've never been a fan of movies set in the past. I don't really know what it is, so it kind of took me out. I mean, it's a great movie. You'll probably, if you like comedies and all that stuff, you'll probably like that. I just don't like movies set in the past. This one, I'm getting out of breath. I saw this in the theater in June with my dad for Father's Day. 22 Jump Street, a sequel I really liked. I had a lot of fun watching this movie. I really liked it. I know a lot of people, I'm sure some hate the first movie and are probably going to hate this one. It's just, I like both of them. I personally like this one more over the first one. And I know there's rumors about doing the 23 Jump Street as a crossover with Men in Black. I personally think it should just end here because of that whole thing they did during the end credits. Great movie, though. I really had a lot of fun with it. I haven't gotten a chance to watch these two yet, but I've heard good things about the first one, Lawnmower Man, and the Lawnmower Man 2, Job's War. I've heard good things about the first one. I've heard not so good things about the second one, but I know these, 90s, when you had all those virtual reality movies coming out, like Brain Scan and Ghost in the Machine and Virtuosity, all of those. So I am definitely interested to give these a look. Next one is an independent film called Miami Connection, which I fell in love with the plot of a rock taekwondo band fighting a ninja biker gang. I love that plot, and I love this poster, too. That poster is like the most ridiculously 80s thing I've ever seen. It's an independent movie, but I found entertainment out of it. I liked it. Is it good by any means? No, not at all, but for an independent movie, and when you read the backstory behind this movie, it's kind of inspiring when you think about it. So, I mean, I liked Miami Connection, but I can't guarantee you all will. The soundtrack is catchy as hell, though. Something else that's cheesy as hell right here, this movie Arcade. Yeah, this was a corny movie. It was fun to see Peter Billingsley in something that's not A Christmas Story, but yeah, this was a cheesy full moon movie. I wasn't too big on it, to tell you the truth. Kickboxer, great martial arts movie. Great action movie, great storyline, and any movie that has a Stan Bush soundtrack, you cannot hate. I've come to that conclusion. If Stan Bush has a song in your movie, it's automatically a good movie. Fantastic movie, though, Kickboxer. It's kind of an inspiring movie, too, when you really dig into the story, and the villains are a bunch of dicks, which I really like, and just great martial arts action movie. If you like martial arts action movies, give it a watch. Bought this at the convention. Brad Jones was there selling his merchandise, so I picked up this convention exclusive DVD of the Best of the Cinema Snob. He actually autographed it for me, which is awesome. Yeah, it's a convention exclusive DVD. It's got 4 Cinema Snob episodes: Cannibal Holocaust, Maniac, Guinea Pig, The Devil's Experiment, and the band episode Grizzly 2, The Predator. And then he's got a couple episodes of the show that he does, 80s Dan. Haven't even gotten a chance to look into this one yet, but very eager to. And he's got commentary and all that stuff. Got the 17th season of The Simpsons, which, great season, a lot of great episodes. Season 18 is probably the last one I'm going to buy, because after 19 and after, that's where it starts going down to... So, this is a great season. A lot of very fun episodes. Like, one of my favorites was the one where Grandpa became a bullfighter. That way, a lot of elements of that episode I really liked. So yeah, great season, season 17. And finally, I haven't gotten a chance to watch any of these yet, but this is one of those $5 sets I bought from Kmart, this 20 horror movies thing. Normally these Echo Bridge movies suck, but I don't know. I'm going to read these off really, really fast. We've got Bay Coven, Adrift, Live from Death Row, No One Could Protect Her, Nightmare at Bittercreek, Night Scream, Night of the Living Dead, but George Romero, Summer of Fear, I Am Omega, Midnight's Child, Hurt, The Cry, The Cellar Door, Hide and Creep, Zombie Dearest, Last of the Living, Salvage, Another Kind, Behind Your Eyes, and The Wind. We've got those 20. We've got the 17th season of The Simpsons. Convention exclusive Best of the Cinema Snob DVD. Yes, I'm exhausted right now, so I'm really out of breath. Kickboxer. Arcade. Miami Connection. Lawnmower Man and the Lawnmower Man 2. 22 Jump Street. Mischief. 4-pack with Robocop, the Terminator, Red Dawn, and Roadhouse. Le Grand Pardon 2. One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. Spellbinder. Truck Stop Women, directed by Mark L. Lester of Commando. Black Rain. Commando, directed by the man that brought us Truck Stop Women. The Taking of Beverly Hills, and Leviathan. Let's see, how long did this thing turn out to be? Oh, only 21 minutes. It's not that bad. Alright, see you guys next video.